Hello everyone! Thank you for joining us for a new Burda style video. Today we will be presenting the Model 2A from the #1 issue of Burda Easy for January and February 2023. Together we will make this dress that is perfectly in line with the current trends. It has a casual look thanks to the hood and dropped shoulders. Plus, the straight cut is comfortable but so stylish. And what's more, the often forgotten but totally necessary pockets which are hidden in the seam. As for the fabric, we chose the same one found in the magazine. This black and white striped organic jersey can be found on the website of our partner C. Pauli, specialized in GOTS certified fabrics. As far as supplies goes, you will need matching thread, pins, a hand sewing needle, a twin needle, a special needle for sewing jersey, sewing scissors, a tape measure, chalk, a pencil, a pen, a ruler, a tracing wheel, and Burda-style tracing paper. And don't forget to take your measurements and compare them with those in your magazine. This will help you determine the best fit for you. As a reminder, our patterns do not have seam and hem allowances included, so you have to add them every time. Now, cut out or transfer the pieces 1 to 8 from the pattern sheet number 2 and place them on the fabric according to the cutting layout. Transfer the outline of the pieces and add the allowances and notches found in the instructions for your model. I'm using a tracing wheel and a tracing paper to transfer all the lines and notches to the opposite side of the fabric. Before I remove the pins from my cut pieces, I carefully place the paper underneath the fabric and run the tracing wheel along the pattern lines and over the notches. You can find more details in the instructions of your tracing paper. Now, I start with the front and back yokes. I place the front yoke on the front piece right sides together, pin the edges, and gather the allowances starting from notch 1. I then place the back yoke on the back piece right sides together, pin the edges, and gather the allowances starting from notch 2. I neaten the front allowances together, then do the same for the back. Now, I press these seams toward the yokes. I neaten the front and back shoulders and place one on top of the other right sides together. I pin them, stitch them starting from notch 3, and press the seams open. Now, I move on to the hood. I place the middle piece of the hood on the right piece of the hood, right sides together, pin the allowances, and stitch the edges starting from notch 7. I pin the left piece of the hood onto the middle piece of the hood and stitch the edges starting from notch 7. I cut the allowances and do the same thing for the inner part of the hood. I press these seams toward the middle part of the hood, then place the outer hood piece on the inner hood piece right sides together. I make sure the seams match up and pin the front edges. Now, I stitch them together, trim the allowance, turn the hood right side out, and press the seam. I baste the open edges of the hood together. I place the hood on the neckline of the pieces, right sides together, and pin the allowances, making sure the notches of the hood match up with the shoulder seams and that notch 8 on the hood matches up with the front middle piece. Here, the front edges of the hood should touch at the middle of the neckline. Now, I gather the allowances and neaten them together, reducing them by 7 millimeters. Use scissors to cut the allowances if you do not have an overlocker. I continue with the sleeves and pockets. I place the sleeve on the armhole, right sides together, and pin the allowances, making sure notch 4 on the sleeve and armhole match up and that the sleeve notch matches up with the shoulder seam. I then stitch the sleeves. I press the seam toward the sleeve and neaten the allowances together. Now I neaten the rounded edge of the pockets and then place each pocket on the side edges of the front and back of the dress. I make sure the notches match up, pin the pockets, and stitch. I neaten the allowances of the sleeves and side edges with the pockets in one go and then press the seams toward the pocket. I place the back piece, the front piece, and sleeve together, pin the side edges and the sleeve, and gather the allowances up to notch 5 while leaving the opening of the pocket open. I press the seam open, pin the pockets one on top of the other, and stitch up to the side seam. I finish it off by top stitching the neckline and hems. I first press the neckline seam toward the dress. Then I put the double needle in place and top stitch the dress on the right side near the neckline seam. The allowance is held in place with the stitching. I neaten the bottom of the dress and the sleeves, fold and press the allowances towards the wrong side and pin them. Then I top stitch the hem of the sleeves on the right side. And that's it. Your project is finished. If you think the dress is too short for your taste, don't worry, we've made it in several lengths. This month, we also have a video tutorial for the 5A jacket, which can be found on the cover of this January-February 2023 issue of Burda Easy. Feel free to follow us on social media. We have a ton of gorgeous things we are excited to share with you this new year, and I will see you very soon for the next model. Burda Style would like to thank and recommend its fabric partner, C. Polly. Thank you for following us and see you soon for a new tutorial.